Hey guys, today in the shop we're going to be looking at a Ford Transit. The customer states that it has problems starting. It won't turn over, and then when it does turn over, it's good, but then sometimes it takes a long time to start. They're not sure what it is. They had the battery replaced. They had a couple other shops look at it. So let's get in the shop and we'll take a deeper dive. I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure it out, but I'm going to take you guys along with me just in case. So it's pre-2021. Let's see if we got anything in the door here. Yeah, it's a 2015. It's a Transit 250 XLT. Maybe a 2016 model year, but all right, let's see. 158,156 on the clock. Let's see if she will start up. We got power. Nothing seems to be yelling at us. It was just running. Customer just got here. Start up right away. I believe it's the 3.7. I don't think it's the turbo. I don't know if you can hear it, but I got some weird whining coming. No, not the heat. Yeah, it's a, okay. Reverse camera just went out. Yeah, they got some wiring gremlins going on here. Okay. Reverse camera just came back. All right. So she just had the battery replaced, so I kind of want to start there. But let's get the computer hooked up and do a scan quick before I have to dig into that. So on the Transit, you got the OBD2 port down here. Let's get our transmitter in there. Let's see what we can find. So I've got the Autel Maxi Pro MP808TS. There's definitely newer ones out there, but this one did everything I needed to do, and it's certainly paid for itself over and over. Link in description below. And not sponsored. I bought this, I think, 2020? Something like that. Sheesh. It's a long time ago. Decoding failed. Ooh, wow. That's interesting. Never had that happen before. Let's double check the VIN. 9689, yeah. VIN matches up. Well, that's probably going to fail again. Let's see. Yeah, 3.7 non-turbo. All right. Well, I have a glove. Let me get you over here. Well, you can tell it's the 3.7 by the way that it is. There's no turbo here. It doesn't go to intercooler, just straight into the intake plenum. We got a bunch of oil on these sensors. I think these are just the cam position sensors, maybe. I'm not a Ford expert. That's about on that side. Got a fuse box. Ford likes to tell you to use the ground screw to ground out. So we'll see what kind of voltage we have. I'd rather check it at the battery. But let's pop this fuse box open and see if we see anything. Looking for corrosion and stuff. Nothing looks bad in there. Maybe we could test them, but we only got an hour to look at this. I don't want to waste time testing fuses right now. Cut back to me saying we should have done that at the start. The Ford, in their infinite wisdom, has put the ECM right here and a bunch of harnesses, and then apparently the drip tray likes to drip all over this. It doesn't look bad, and I have to pull connectors. The fact that it starts to begin with, I don't really want to do that yet. I really feel like when they change the battery, it's not the right size battery. I mean, that's gonna be my guess, is that maybe it's the wrong size battery. That's a place to start. But again, can't decode it. Got it now. Oh, we got faults. All right, I'll come back in a minute. Man, that Ford chime is driving me nuts. But I got the other door open so we can look at this now. Powertrain, ABS, instrument panel, body control module, front control. There we go. We got output shaft speed sensor circuit, no signal. Starter motor disabled, engine crank time too long. So they've been trying to crank and it wasn't cranking, so it wouldn't turn over. Okay. Oh, it's yelling at me now. Unless it's just testing it. Huh? Yeah, it's just testing the control. Ford likes to, when you run the scan tool on it, it actually makes the system do stuff. But we got an ABS code 2 for vacuum pump control circuit, A-range performance, P258B. Great, we got a control module, COM bus A off. I feel like I'm reading stuff for the Apollo spacecraft.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a main bus B undervolt. We've got a lot of thruster activity here, Houston. It just went offline.
Woo! That made me jump. Thanks, Ford. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is not a big deal. I think there's either wiring in that rear door or wiring, or maybe the BCM's corroded. We'll take a look at that too, but after we do this, we're gonna look at the battery. Image processing module B, front control display interface module. All right, let's try and get this battery out now. Yeah, ooh, wow, it was locked out. Wow, good thing I left that door open. That's why I put the window down. Because you're in a lot of trouble if you don't. Okay, let's see. You unlock? Key locks and unlocks. There we go. Door doesn't unlock. That's interesting. Yeah. Write that down. Did you guys hear about the ZOA lawsuit? I think they owe me 90 bucks, but I'm still drinking it. So UPS just came. They brought a part for my daughter's Jeep. We'll look at this later. But apparently he does Irish music, Irish punk music on Spotify, and he wouldn't give me the name, so I don't blame him. Stay anonymous. Let's get back to work. Quick erase, see what comes back. Well, the van's off, so nothing's gonna come back. Duh. I'm really hoping it's as easy as it's the wrong battery, but I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky today. So this panel should just pop off. Cheat a little bit, made sure before. Then this skirt comes up. And then we got to take off this panel. They have 2 batteries in this one? Just a connection. Okay. A screw that was never put back in. Yeah, these look like maybe an 8. Yeah. Brace comes off, wire comes out of a little grommet there. Yeah, this tray, we got to go to the front. And we got it out. Maybe they never put it back right. AGM 760 cold cranking amps. 2015 Ford Transit 3.7 liter battery size. Yeah, H6. Well, it appears to be the right battery. Let's see. I mean, it could be a bad battery, but she looks pretty good. .4 volts. Okay. Let's check. In vehicle. Battery test. AGM. Cold cranking amps. 760. Testing. Good. It says recharge. It says state of charge 68. State of health 75. It says 571 cold cranking amps. I feel like this battery just... I feel like all these problems after this battery. Is there a date on it? In vehicle cranking test. Okay. It says cranking normal. It'd be interesting to see if we can get it to not be normal. Let's get my other one on here. capacity 50%. All right, I'm not convinced it's the battery at this point. Could be. Duralast. Battery August 25. But the fact that it started, I don't know if you can even see me in here, probably like a horror movie. The fact that it started after they got the battery is real sus to me. Nothing seems like loose in here when the battery's flopping around, but it is what it is. All right, let me get this back together. Oh, you want to see something cool? Ford Transits have a Milwaukee light holder. Is there really no room in the engine bay for it? I don't know that I believe you. There we go. Flap back down. Thank you, Ford. Like that. There we go. I knew it was going back in. Let's see if we can get these codes to come back. Well, I cleared the codes. The ABS one stayed. I think the camera one's going to come back when the camera fails. And I just cranked it. I want to see if the codes come back. Only code that came back was that ABS code. So it's probably something with that pump, but it's not requesting a light. Voltage is dropping. Just want to get it to crank and fail to start. I mean, I don't really want it stuck in the shop, but I want to get that code to come back and see and verify the customer's complaint. So you can tell whether maybe it's that sensor, or maybe the battery voltage is low, maybe it's a charging system. Battery positive voltage. The voltage drops. Yeah, she's charging though. She's charging fine. It's not the alternator. Engine's still got heat in her. Yeah, but there's a whining. Let's see if we can find that whine. Is that the pump? Fuel pump? Oh yeah, listen to that. I wonder if it's fuel. Yeah, listen to that. Yeah, that's the fuel pump. Let's get this open before we fall asleep. No, open. Not closed, open. We want open. That fuel pump is so loud. Let's see if we can get fuel pressure on here. All right, well, we're getting 30%, 60%. Fuel pump's on. Let's see, let's give it a little throttle. That fuel pump is so loud. Spiking. Fuel pump's not 50%. Drop down. It's just for high idle. It's so loud. What else? What else? What else could it be? All right, I'm gonna let it sit, key out for a little bit. All right, that one code for the starter motor disabled. The customer was mentioning some sort of safety stop, and I think that that's maybe what she was talking about. It can be a bad starter, fuel, or battery. Again, like I said, I think it's they replaced the battery. It happened up to there. I would get a different battery, even though it tests okay. From there, maybe the starter, but I can't. It seems to sound fine. I would think maybe the fuel because we got that noise. So I think that that's where we're narrowed down there. That other code P0722 for the output shaft. That's from the transmission. Could be the sensor, could be wiring, but I don't know that that's related to this. I'm gonna try cranking it again and see if we can get that error to come back. I kind of want to let the van just sit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go write the customer up and then we'll come back and try it again. All right, well, I got it to crank again, fine, no problem. I'm gonna recommend to the customer to get that battery under warranty swapped out. And then if the issue persists, we're gonna look at the starter and honestly that fuel pump, although I don't know that I wanna be pulling a fuel pump. All right, van is out of here. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to do what it's been doing for the customer. All right, you can't make it up. I was just talking about the battery and GoPro died. So the van is out of here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to do what it was doing for the customer. That's usually just the way these things go. But the battery checked out fine as we saw. We had a couple of codes. The codes didn't come back. The van wasn't an accident, it was totaled. So I think a lot of those codes were old, but I told her we'll keep an eye on them. But she had gotten that battery last year and they charge her $500 to install a battery. That battery is $180 at most. 200, you know, even if you pay the local tax, $250 at most, kind of robbery. But anyway, I told her to go back there, especially because she paid $500, see if they'll swap that battery out for her. Even though it seemed to test good, it was only at 50% state of charge. I just don't trust it. So let's start there. Let's put a new battery in and see where that goes. If the problem persists after that, then we can look at the starter. We can look at that noisy fuel pump. And maybe there's some other electrical issues. I was really hoping that there'd be more electrical issues, like a bad ground or a whole system's not turning on. The things that she had, I think, are just from the harness in the rear door, maybe from the accident in the driver door. I don't think that they're related. So that being said, I told her I would put a battery in for free just because she got ripped off. You know, we'll buy the battery and we'll put it in and see if that does anything for her. So hopefully we'll see it back. Well, maybe not. Hopefully we won't see the van back for the same problem. She got it fixed. So if you liked the video, it helped you out or whatever, hit that like button, subscribe, comment below, and hopefully we'll see you back in the garage in the next one. And until then, may God bless you and keep standing up for what's right.